Okay, we got more breaking news. Let's bring in O'Leary Ventures chairman. He's Kevin O'Leary. Kevin, by the way, thank you for your very kind and generous birthday wishes yesterday. Okay, this breaking news, Kevin, we want your reaction. Another setback to Biden's climate agenda. Energy company BP just hours ago killed off and canceled a major wind energy project off the coast of New York. I mean, this is happening off the coast of states like New Jersey, too. What's going on here?
Uneconomic. If you were going to do something that is a very long-term, large capex project like offshore wind, not only do you need very stable subsidies, you've got to be able to get to the market under terms that make sense for return for investors, including these companies and the shareholders of these companies. And none of these deals make any economic sense. It's great to have a green mandate, but what we saw in Dubai just weeks ago is that the world's starting to realize the transition away from hydrocarbons is going to take a lot longer, because solar and wind, while they have merit, do not make any economic sense. And so when it becomes really punitive from the regulatory side, because when you start building things offshore, you've got all kinds of regulatory issues you have to deal with. And the biggest problem is, at the end of the day, and this is where the rubber meets the road, you don't make any money. And it doesn't work long term if all you do is lose money. And that's exactly what's happening with that project.
Yeah, it's really hard to bank wind and solar energy in a battery. Okay, this feels like a game changer. This news coming in too, Kevin. What do you make of oil major Chevron announcing it's going to have to take a possibly $4 billion hit to profits for impairment charges to its oil assets in California? It's blaming California's hostile environmental regulations. I mean, California, I think you reported on this and talked about it. California was a leading state in oil production. That's down now 30% since 2019. And California did things like sued Chevron and oil majors over climate change. I mean, isn't this a bad sign for the economy? Aren't medium and small businesses going to get hit over what California is doing with their hostile regulatory environment?
California's a unique situation. It's one of the world's largest economies. I mean, 36 million plus people. You would think it would want energy security and want energy independence, and it certainly could do that. But, unfortunately, and I've said this multiple times, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say it, it is the management at the state level and the municipal level is the worst of every state in the union. Gavin Newsom, and I mean no disrespect, I like that guy. I've met him personally. I wouldn't let him manage a candy store. He is so clueless to the competition going on between states. I'm an energy investor. I don't put money in California. I go to North Dakota. I go to Virginia. I go to Oklahoma. I go to Texas. They're competing for my money. And they know they have to be in a regulatory environment, just like every energy investor. And you would think on a national mandate that we as a country would want to make sure after the Ukraine war that we have energy security. This should be a national mandate. We can't let a state like California become so uncompetitive with such weak policy so that capital leaves that place where it needs energy the most. It's just bad policy, weak management. It's hurting the Californian economy and the people there. Who would give a dime to California to invest in energy when the regulatory environment is so punitive you can't make money? And that's what Chevron's telling everybody. And so we got to wake up and smell the hydrocarbons, I guess. That's a very bad place to do business.
That might be a bumper sticker, Kevin O'Leary. But Kevin, what's really interesting, final point, the Biden White House is turning to California as a state to lead the way on green energy. It's baffling. So we're going to stay on these stories. Thank you, Kevin O'Leary. You were great on the breaking news there, as always. Good to see you, my friend. We'll have you back on soon.